Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats. Catch of the day, it's Gabby Logan. Can you feel the love tonight? It's Wang. And their team captain, Aisling B. And facing them tonight, breaking news, it's Krishnan Guru-Murthy. Show me the funny, it's Rosie Jones. And their team captain, Beckett. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, Candy Crush is the most downloaded game on smartphones? And that's because Tinder is not technically a game. Although I am a player. In the past 2 years, 25% of UK adults have bought plus-size clothing. If you don't know what plus-size clothing is, it comes in XL, XXL and fucking hell. And 25% of Brits employ a cleaner. I once had sex with my cleaner. I bloody love that Henry the Hoover. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist job to guess the public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
I think it's got to be the old snap election that's been going on for about 3 years.
It's been going on a while, hasn't it, for this? Oh, it's going to be so quick.
And it keeps changing. I don't know who I'm voting for. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just can't keep up. Rosie, do you know who you're voting for?
Well, between you and me, I'm disabled.
We thought you'd been drinking.
To be fair, Jimmy, I have. But I don't know who I'm voting for. It really depends on the day when I'm in the polling booth. When I hand...
Krishnan, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I think it's really exciting. It's become really exciting in the last 2 weeks.
Because 2 weeks ago they said, right, it's going to be a landslide for the Tories. They're going to have a 170-seat majority. Labour are going to be wiped out. And then something in the last 2 weeks has gone... Actually,
well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, Theresa May hasn't been as good as everybody thought she would be, and she's dodged interviews and debates and all that kind of stuff. And Jeremy Corbyn hasn't imploded, which a lot of people thought would happen. And so he's been much better than anybody thought, and she's been worse than people thought.
What I've enjoyed is, Theresa May, because, she's quite good if you send her out of a script and she delivers a message and does that. But as soon as she's got to answer a question or improvise, she starts panicking. She gets, visual tics. Her face starts going... and then she starts panicking and going back to her stock phrase, oh, Brexit means Brexit. Oh, God, I'm strong and stable. Oh, malfunction.
I think it's because she's Marge Simpson. Well, dressed up as Marge Simpson, but secretly underneath she's Mr. Burns. It's like, hey, Homer, can I get you a beer? But underneath she's like, oh, the dementia tax. Excellent.
I can't believe how uncomfortable she looks ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She does need to do, I don't know, a circuit, some stand-up, a few months out doing the pubs, the small venues, get her confidence up, you know? Because she's a really impressive woman when she seems to have an autocue. Oh, she seems to be quite an impressive orator. And then take that away
I kind of like the idea that politicians should look like, you know, Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn. I like the idea that they're not that polished. Otherwise, you put me in charge. I'm bloody good off the cuff.
I feel like there's a lot of lazy stereotypes about Jeremy Corbyn, like, oh, you know, Jeremy Corbyn's made out of hay. Jeremy Corbyn writes his emails by hand. Jeremy Corbyn is secretly the child from the TV show Woof, and at night time he turns back into a shaggy dog.
I do feel a bit sorry for politicians in a way, though, is because, whatever you say, they get 100% scrutinised, and these people that go into the thing and ask them questions, and they're so, righteous when they ask, well, why are you going to do this? What about you do about that? And I'd love to see a politician do a bit of research on them and go, yeah, it's fine, I don't know about... Well, you're going to clear out your shed. Months you've been saying you do that. Why don't you sort your shed out and come back at me with a question?
Phil, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I'm really enjoying this election. It's really exciting now because it's unpredictable. It's like Game of Thrones, you know, in that I've not paid to watch it. But Theresa May is like Cersei. She's miscalculated the threat that the High Sparrow holds, you know, and the High Sparrow is obviously Jeremy Corbyn. And now she turns out he's embarrassing her in front of all of King's Landing.
Are you maybe a UKIP fan?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to their rallies. I throw chow mein at them. And you know what? They eat it. They eat it. They're passionate, but they're hypocrites.
Rosie, who's the best party for disability benefits?
Why are you asking me? Rob has some more problems than I do. No, that's the thing. I'm having a real nightmare applying for benefits because they sent me this massive form. So I thought, right, bugger you, and I hand wrote the whole form. And they rang me up and said, sorry, but we can't read your writing. And I went, really? Maybe that's because I'm disabled.
OK, let's have a look and see if the election's up there. Of course, the election campaign's the most talked about thing. Choosing between the Tories, Labour, SNP, Lib Dem, UKIP, the Green Party and Plaid Cymru, it's like deciding which STI to get. A recent YouGov poll revealed that if only people under 40 were allowed to vote, Jeremy Corbyn would win. That said, if only people under 4 were allowed to vote, the next Prime Minister would be Peppa Pig. I think Theresa May seems a little artificial. It looks like the people who did my hair and teeth also did her personality. Ashton's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about over the last week?
I think that it was the season finale of football.
The season finale of football.
Oh, Jimmy, it's great news. Finally, after all these years, football's finished. We're done. It's over. Because sometimes I was watching football thinking, when will this ever be solved? But now I've been told that it's over.
Can I ask who done it? I didn't see it.
Wenger did it? Wenger was out.
Arsene Wenger.
Yes, Gabby.
We should probably ask Gabby about this
Gabby,
because...
what is football?
So the season is finished,
Yeah.
and then every 2 years you get a complete break for a couple of months because there's no World Cup, there's no European Championship.
That's when I hit the clubs to look for the lads. There's leagues, cup leagues, like what?
Well, you have different leagues, and they all get winners, and then you have a cup competition that goes all through the season and finishes.
Who has the best cup?
That's the FA Cup, and that was won by Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, much to the annoyance of Chelsea, who won the league, obviously.
Yeah. Well, that's one each. That's fairer.
I don't really want to talk about the football, Jimmy, because I've got in a row. I've upset the entire town of Huddersfield.
Oh, no.
On
Well, I
Twitter.
mean, if you're going to upset a town, not a bad one to pick.
You can't slag up Huddersfield.
Well, you can if you know anything about it.
Well, I lived in Huddersfield for 3 years, so I've earned the right to slag it off. You haven't.
So what did you tweet, Rob?
I was just annoyed that no proper clubs are getting promoted. It was all boring ones.
All I want is a proper club to be promoted. Aston Villa, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, the Sheffield clubs, come on, Huddersfield and Reading. Well, some people came back.
Oh, yeah, they went mental at me.
One person tweeted, all I want is for comedians to be funny. We can't have it all, though, can we, Milky Bar Boy? my favourite. Someone, I'm presuming from either Huddersfield or Reading, someone came back with fuck off teeth. Delightfully succinct.
I know. Well, Milky Bar boy is so degraded, isn't it? Not even kid. Emasculated boy.
Rosie, do you follow football?
Well, to be honest, I don't know a lot about football, but I am an expert in dribbling.
Same. Krishnan, do you follow the soccer ball?
I've become a football fan because of my son, who's a big Liverpool fan, and so I've now become a Liverpool fan again.
How did they do in the soccer ball?
Oh, well, they made it through to well, almost to
The judges'
Champions
houses?
League. Yeah.
I don't know if you got your kid into Liverpool or he got you into it. Take a look at what this dad did.
Liverpool kit.
Presumably those kids Huddersfield fans.
Who do you support, Gabby? Like, who's your team?
Oh, my team got promoted this season as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was Newcastle United.
Newcastle
See?
United.
I didn't know you couldn't do a Geordie accent.
Phil, you're not football-y, are you, sporty?
Well, Chinese people aren't really into football. It's so confusing because
They are. They're buying all the best players in the world.
they're trying to build it up, but traditionally it's tricky for us because red cards are good luck for us. So if someone does a bad challenge, the ref comes on and goes, good luck, you got it, thanks, man, and you go... Pretty soon it's just 11 on 11 kung fu.
Gabby, what would be a good gateway sport for non-sporty cats like us?
I think you'd start off with the beach sports, bit of frisbee.
Frisbee.
That's not a sport.
Oh, don't get the British Frisbee Association on your back,
I'll
Rob.
stick them on my Huddersfield
I'll tell
list.
you
Go
what.
fuck yourself.
Let's have a look and see whether the end of football is up there.
The end of football!
Yes, it's the end of the football season. Winning a place in the Premier League was worth £170 million to Huddersfield. For that kind of money, they could just knock it down and start again.
You can't say that!
I just did.
Damn it!
Fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
Is that the return of Love Island?
Oh, do you watch Love Island?
I quite like it, yeah. I quite like them to do a spin-off called Hate Island. And they put, like, Trump, Piers Morgan and Katie Hopkins on it with a velociraptor.
What is Love Island?
Oh, it's like a game show. It's a bit like Pass a Parcel, but the parcel is always a dick.
Well, talk us through the rules of engagement here.
There's, like, say, 5 gals and 6 guys, and they have to... Oh, my God, I love the show so much. They have to couple up at the start, and then there's one guy spare. And then over the course of the week, he has to try and sort of lure one of the gals to be his gal, and then the other guy will be voted off. And they all have to sleep together in the bed for the... I mean, it sounds really dark. They're forced to sleep together while we, the nation, watch it.
But they must get bored of shagging. Because it's just constant
Do they
shagging.
actually shag?
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
yeah, they do.
I'm shocked. This is television.
Yeah, this is when
It's
you're
on
on.
TV.
This is what I'm watching when you're doing your thing. What's mental is, though, like, that now, like, if you go to an old people's home, it's sort of like, oh, that's Freddie, he served in Normandy. But what's going to happen when this generation gets to that age? Oh, see her over there? She got fingered by Callum Best in Fiji.
Phil, have you seen Love Island?
I used to live with Ian Sterling, who's the narrator on Love Island. So Ian's gone from the most sexless house in Britain to the most sexful house in the world. I watched a bit, I try and support my friends. But no friendship is that strong.
Do you know Ian Sterling? He's a comedian, and he's the guy. What's his accent? His
Scottish.
accent is
Scottish.
and now in Love Island, they're about to start the fingering game. Whoever fingers the most will be this week's king and queen and be immune from eviction.
Do they really have a fingering game?
They don't really have a fingering game, Gabby.
Actually, here's a fun fact. Fingering is the only thing I'm fast at.
You don't know where it's going to go. It's very exciting.
Imagine going in to clean the house. Oh, it'd be like that scene in E.T.
Yeah, if they go in there with one of those blue lights from CSI, it's going to be like Christmas.
I didn't know Jason Pollock was on it this year.
Jason Pollock.
Fuck!
Is he related to Jackson Pollock?
Shit.
Jason Pollock. You know Jason Pollock?
King Jason.
I'm actually looking forward to the spin-off. It's actually a disabled special called Cripples with Nipples.
I think it's okay when she says it. OK. Well, I can tell you the return of Love Island is not up there. But if you've never seen Love Island, the concept is very simple. 11 people enter a villa and then each other. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get. What else have people been talking about? What do you reckon?
Is it Donald Trump and Covfefe?
This is Donald Trump breaking the internet, I believe, with a misspelt tweet. Here it is.
Covfefe.
Covfefe.
I think I went Covfefe all-inclusive in 2007. I was pissed most of the time, but I was sure it was Covfefe.
What do you think he was trying to say?
Somebody else came out and said he was supposed to be saying kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Or I thought it was coverage. The negative media coverage. And I think it was after a tweet, the phone's broke, and he can't access his account, he can't remember the password. And then 5 hours later, he deletes it, then he's back in the game.
Sean Spicer came out and said, oh, yes, but it might not make sense to you, but it made sense to the president and it made sense to a small group of people.
Well, we've got that clip. Here's what Trump's press secretary, Sean Spicer, had to say about Trump's tweet.
Do you think people should be concerned that the president posted somewhat of an incoherent tweet last night and that it then stayed up for hours?
No.
Why did it stay up so long? Is no one watching this?
No, I think the president and a small group of people know exactly what he meant.
I imagine the small group of people who know what he meant are the Kremlin. Maybe Covfefe is like a Russian code word for fire the missiles now.
What would you ask him if you interviewed him, or have you interviewed him?
I have interviewed him. I interviewed him before he was president.
Oh,
before he was even...
And then your interview made him become president?
Well, it's interesting. These are the hard-hitting questions that you asked. Take a look.
Just finally, Mr. Trump, you're wearing a hat today, and obviously you're famous for your hair. Recently, you divulged the secrets of your hair to Rolling Stone magazine. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind doing the same for us on television now.
Well, sure, I'd love to take off my hat. It's actually my hair, you know? I have lots of witnesses, so it is. But, hey, it's mine. It may not be pretty, but it's mine.
Some pretty hard-hitting journalism there. And you noticed he had a hat on almost immediately, so well done.
Nothing gets past me. The truth is, that's a 6-minute interview all about the Scottish National Party and the environment and his golf course. And you just used the little bit at the end that was meant to end with a laugh.
Yeah, because the rest of it was pretty dull. OK, it's easy to make a mistake when you're tweeting. Our politicians have done it. Ed Balls famously tweeted back in 2011, Ed Balls. After nearly 100,000 retweets, 28th of April became known as Ed Balls Day. This is my favourite ever fail on Twitter. So Susan Boyle's PR team sent Twitter into meltdown when they tweeted this. Susan will be answering your questions at our exclusive album listening party on Saturday. Send your questions to Sue's Anal Bum Party.
I love the fact that
That's glorious.
the anal bum party's got a headquarters.
Oh, it's important to be organised. Well, I can tell you that Donald Trump's misspelt tweet is not up there, but who knew Donald Trump couldn't control his hands? Literally every woman he's ever met. OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. What do you think, Rob?
Is it the old BA chaos?
Oh, yeah, this looked pretty miserable.
The whole weekend of no flights.
Yeah, and this is because...
We don't know. I mean, they claim it was a power surge, and everyone's going, what? Well, there wasn't a power surge.
No. I think they've got all their computers running off one extension lead for cost cutting.
It was the most massive malfunction, whatever it was, that there was no backup, though. You'd hope, wouldn't you, a company of that size and the scale of what it's got to do would have some kind of backup system.
The Daily Mail got outraged on behalf of everyone, as per usual, and they were like, oh, British Airways should drop British from their name. But, like, people were queuing on a bank holiday Monday, angry about the heat in small rooms. That's the most British thing I've ever heard. I think they should just drop Airways and leave it as British. It's a British.
I think it was the only time Ryanair passengers have felt smug. Like, walking through the airport, like going, what's that, BA? You get 2 pieces of hand luggage? We get 1, but we get a fucking plane.
I never got the IT problem. Because why didn't they just turn it on and off again?
The problem with turning it off and then on again is in an airline, I think that's what Malaysian Air tried.
Bill, you must defend Malaysian Airlines.
The food is quite good.
I had a little touch of the Jimmy Carr lifestyle when we went to Alicante last week.
Oh, right.
I went on
fancy.
BA, and I took my parents, I've got them in, like, upgraded to the business... So it's not like proper business class, but you get a little bit more space at the front, a meal, and then you get to go in the lounge at the airport. I took Mum and Dad, and you should have seen them in that lounge. It was like Black Friday. Well, it was a 6:30 a.m. flight, right? When we landed at 9, guess how many brandies my mum and dad? 7. She went, I'm getting me money's worth. She come out on a profit.
I once got so badly delayed in a lounge in Newcastle after a football match I was watching.
Newcastle United was playing. I don't believe
What are you doing?
And there were 4 guys and me in the lounge, and then they ended up putting us on a coach and taking us to Middlesbrough, and then putting us on and I ended up going out with one of the guys. I ended up having an actual relationship.
How long did you go out for?
Oh, a few months.
So what you're saying is a good alternative to Tinder is to go to Newcastle United for a match, then get on a replacement bus service. Chat. I mean, that's...
Actually, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But we're all thinking it. When you do a Newcastle accent, are you really trying to mock me?
It does sound like that. It sounds a lot like that. Let's have a look and see if the BA chaos is up there. Yes, it's the British Airways IT crash. At the end of that round, Rob, Krishnan and Rosie have 2 points. Aisling, Gabby and Phil have 1 point. Win it is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most embarrassing thing to happen at work.
When you go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like "Pufefe."
What's the worst thing that's happened to you at work, Gabby?
I coughed over the Chelsea manager Conte after the FA Cup final. It's quite embarrassing.
Did you get any spitty bits out?
I started having a proper coughing fit, but he carried on answering the question. And then I started pinching myself because I thought if I pinch myself, it might hurt more than the cough that wants to come out and I'll stop coughing. Oh, God. So I was closing my eyes and I was pinching myself and then I started crying. And then I thought, I'm going to have to cough. So I turned to cough, not knowing that his wingman was stood right behind me.
What do you mean his wingman? Was he trying to chat you up? Phil, have you ever been embarrassed at work?
Well, I work on my own because I just sit at home and write things. So the only person I have to embarrass myself in front of is me, which does happen. Sometimes I'll catch myself naked and be like, oh, sorry. You know, sometimes I'll do a fart and no one fesses up to it. Or sending the email and forgetting the attachment. And then you have to send another one. Oh, the attachment might help, and it's just like, oh, it's embarrassing.
Well, you're very close there with sending the email.
Maybe including the people it's about.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I'll give you that. Sending the email to the wrong person.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Stop.
Is that you don't think?
Stop. You're wrong. It's shitting yourself. If you shit yourself at work, that is the worst thing.
Classic number 2.
You're telling me that if you're at work at your desk and you shit yourself, that isn't as bad as going, oh, I'll send that to him.
How often do you think that happens?
I've never sent an email to the wrong person ever.
But you've shit yourself.
I've shit myself 2 or 3 times this week.
I can smell it.
OK, yes, the most embarrassing thing to happen at work is sending an email to the wrong person. A really embarrassing moment at work is when you're standing next to a guy at the urinal and you lose your erection. OK, another question. Top thing people wish they were better at. What do you think?
Having a bath.
What?
I can't work out how to clean myself. I can't work out how to do the cleaning. I never feel clean after a bath. I just sort of sit in it and in order to clean your bits, you can't just... If you put, like, the soap or, like, the shower gel on your hand and then you go in, it's sort of gone in the water before it's touched your skin. So you have to pop it out and just sort of go...
Sorry. When you're popping out to do the little clean, do you have to do that face? Because I think that face is the issue.
Well,
I think
no one's
popping
watching me have a bath, so it don't matter what my face is doing, does it? It's just degrading. I don't like that. I'm no good at going upstairs. My legs ain't the right length for stairs. They're too long for 1 step at a time, but not long enough for 2. So I either have to lunge up or do little shuffles. Can't take memory sticks out of my computer. It tells me off. That was taken out unexpectedly. No, it weren't. I knew I was going to do it.
OK. Rosie, what do you wish you were better at?
This question annoys me because I'm perfectly perfect how I am. Why should I wish I was better at anything?
I mean...
Apart from online gambling.
Yeah, so you wish you were better at being lucky?
Yeah.
What thing do you wish you were better at? Gabby, what do you think?
Do you know, I've been running since I was about 1.
What from, Gabs?
Like, pretty much run my whole life, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never got any better at it.
Yeah.
So I said to Paula Radcliffe, well, how can I get better at running? I thought, I'll go straight to the top.
Yeah.
I worked with Paula. She gave me this, like, long technical answer that involved hard work. And I just thought, I'm going to carry on doing my
Can you ask her what her most embarrassing moment at work was?
What do you think it was?
I'll tell you now, I ain't sending an email to the wrong person. I sent it to Flora instead of Virgin.
I think maybe I'd like to finally unsolve the mystery of how to wash a bowl after Weetabixes have been in it. Why? Why Weetabix? Why don't they use Weetabix to, like, put buildings together or bricks?
Have you tried not eating Weetabix? Because it doubles up, because Weetabix is disgusting.
Yes.
So, top thing people wish they were better at? No.
Sex.
Sex is number 8 on the list.
Ooh.
Do you wish you were better at
No,
sex?
but I think other people should wish they were. Do you know, my mum's complete chat about the birds and the bees was when I was 15, and my sister and I were discussing sex, and she came into the bathroom and she just looked at me and she went, how do you know you'll be any good at it? And walked out. That was it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, she knew I was a very competitive person, so she put me off another 2 years, because I just wanted to make sure I nailed that. She was very clever.
What do you do at the gym to prepare for that?
Oh, no, it was more about watching, reading.
Oh, okay, yeah, the theory.
Phil's got a lot of the theory. He could ace the theory.
Oh, God.
The practical, who knows? Any day now. OK, it's a school subject.
Maths.
It's something you would learn at school. No, it's not maths.
Languages.
Languages is exactly right.
Ah, so
Yes, the top thing people wish they were better at is foreign languages. I'm fluent in the language of love, but sometimes I speak too quickly, and my girlfriend ends up having to chat to herself. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Rob, Krishnan and Rosie have 2 points. Aisling, Gabby and Phil are the winners with 3 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.